Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So we're gonna just jump right into what this video is about, which I get requests on a lot, is how do I get flexible? How do I even get there? How do I even start? I am by no means a professional. I did not take any specific schooling for stretching. It was just something that I applied because I found great benefits from when you are flexible and mobile. If you guys have been following me for a long time, I actually suffered from a pinched nerve. It was quite a few years ago now. It just was from stress. It was from not being flexible, no mobility in my shoulders, my neck, not stretching. I didn't do any of that. So with the way I trained, especially with weights, lifting, the high intensity stuff, it took a toll on me, which I ended up with this pinched nerve on my left side that went down into my shoulder blade, down into my hands. If any of you have had a pinched nerve, you know what that is. You know what that's like. It's painful and it restricts you from doing a lot of stuff. I took it upon myself. I'm like, I gotta recover from this and I don't want this to happen again. So that is where my stretching journey started. 4 years ago now, kind of just implemented in stretching here and there, at least 5 minutes or 30 minutes, whatever I can get in. These are movements that I started with, and these are movements that I've done my research on and that I've educated myself in. So I gathered enough knowledge of what the benefits of these movements are for not only for your neck, for your shoulders, your spine, your hips, your knees, joint, and also just stretching tight muscles. Most of us are very tight in our hamstrings, our quads, our shoulders, and our neck, and we lack the mobility in our spine. Stretching, warm up, being mobile. We used to when we were like yay high, you know, when we were little, we used to be super flexible. The days, it was easy. And we get out of it, we lose it. So it's just getting back into it again. And just like anything, just like if you're trying to build strength, in order for you to get to stronger, you have to work through progression. And it takes time. It's not gonna happen overnight. And you have to be consistent with it. Same things goes for stretching. Your body is gonna be tight. Muscle fibers are gonna be tight. You're not gonna be as mobile in certain directions. Some movements are gonna be very difficult. Consistency and progression with your stretches, just like anything else. And the biggest key is patience. A lot of us, you're not moving, you're not doing something, not being super active. You actually have to sit there and relax your mind and be like, okay, I'm gonna hold the stretch. I'm gonna work through it. If you stay consistent with it and you try to apply yourself a little bit here and there, when you can fit it in, you're gonna start making improvements. You're gonna start seeing progress. You're gonna start seeing more flexibility. You're gonna start feeling better. So stretching and being flexible and warming up, being mobile, having mobility, it's not gonna 100% prevent injury, but it's going to prevent injury more so than if you weren't to be warming up, flexible, or having mobility in different directions. All of those things have great benefits, not just being flexible and looking cool doing it. So let's jump into this video, and I will be doing a voiceover, which I haven't done this for a long time. So I'm gonna be doing a voiceover through the video, just explaining a little bit about the different movements and how it'll help you to take that next step to becoming more flexible and mobile. Enjoy. All right, you guys, the most important thing that you should be doing before any exercise, before any workout, before any stretching is warm up. And that could be simply as walking on the treadmill, doing some jumping jacks, doing some high knees, maybe doing some squats, 5, 10 minutes, 15 to 30 reps. It doesn't need to be anything too intense, just enough to warm up the body, get a little sweat going that creates better blood flow, better circulation, and activating the right muscles, getting you ready for what you're about to do. Once you're warmed up, the first thing I like to start with is head circles, head rotations. This is for your neck. So I like to do 10 reps in one direction and 10 reps in the other. The most important thing to remember is not to shrug your shoulders up while you're doing this movement. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Nice, slow and controlled movements. Just let your head fall into the circles. When you try to resist the movement or control the movement, that is when you create problems and pinches in your neck. You want to be relaxed as you're doing this movement. Doing this movement will help relieve tension in your neck, which can be a culprit to headaches, tight shoulders, shoulder pain, and poor posture. For this next movement, remember to keep shoulders relaxed. You're going to rock your head side to side for 10 reps each side. This is just another variation and movement for your neck. As you might find, some movements are easier than others. Now you're going to let your head fall back and repeat the same movement side to side for 10 reps. Now you're going to let your head fall to one side and stretch out your opposite arm, as if you're trying to touch the floor with your fingertips. Think of it as you're trying to pull your head and your arm apart from each other. You should feel a nice stretch through your neck into your traps. You're going to hold these stretches for a count of 10 seconds or time yourself for 10 seconds on your phone. Now we're going to move into shoulders. You're going to rotate your shoulders back for a count of 10 and forward for a count of 10. Now let's straighten out your arm and rotate forward for a count of 10 and backwards for a count of 10. This movement helps retrain your shoulder to move in different directions, creating better mobility and flexibility and relieving tension in your shoulders. A lot of you just starting out might be pretty tight and might even be limited in your range of motion, but that's okay. Just take it slow and do what your body allows. There's no need to force something that is unnatural for you at the moment. Now you're going to straighten your arms and raise them up and down for a count of 10, and then side to side for a count of 10. Now we're going to move into the lower body. Here we're going to do hip rotations. Think of like a dance movement. You're going to make circles in one direction for a count of 10, and then you're going to rotate in the opposite direction for the count of 10. This is a great warm-up for those tight hips, and also a movement that'll help with better hip mobility. Now you're going to put a hand on each knee and rotate inwards for a count of 10 and rotate outwards for a count of 10. This warms up those knees and helps create better mobility in your knee joint. Bring your knees together and rotate one direction for the count of 10 and rotate the opposite direction for the count of 10. These are called butt kickers, and that's exactly what you're going to do. Try to kick your heel into your butt for the count of 10 on each leg. This movement warms up and activates your quad muscles and also warming up your knees at the same time. Now you're going to alternate lifting your knee back and forth for the count of 10. Some of you may need to hold on to a post while you do this movement. This movement is going to warm up and activate your hip flexors and your glutes. Now we're going to do hip flexor rotations on each leg. Circle backwards for a count of 10 and then circle forward for another count of 10. Now you're going to swing your leg forward and back for another count of 10. Now you're going to swing sideways for another count of 10. These exercises will help create better mobility and flexibility in your hips. Now we're going to do ankle rotations. This one gets underrated a lot, but you're going to rotate on your toes one direction for the count of 10 and the other direction the count of 10. Most of us lack mobility in our ankles, which can prevent us from properly performing an exercise such as a squat or a lunge because our ankles won't allow us to get to a certain depth because our ankles won't allow us to, and it can be very uncomfortable and frustrating. You're going to get your box again and put one leg on top. Stand tall. Bring your belly button in towards your spine. This stretch is for the hamstring. Reach your hands to your toes while keeping a tight tummy and a straight back. Think of rotating your pelvis forward, bringing your belly button towards your spine, keeping it tight, and reach without letting your back round. Place your hand on the wall or something sturdy if you feel like you are losing your balance. Inhale and exhale. With each exhale, you're going to relax and melt into the stretch. You're going to hold for a count of 10 or time on your phone for 10 seconds. This stretch is for the inner thigh. So you're going to repeat the same sequence as the leg stretch before. Count of 10 seconds or time yourself for 10 seconds on your phone. Reaching slightly in the same direction as your foot will help give a little bit of a deeper stretch in your thigh and your obliques.
Now we're going to move to the floor. For your chest. You will need a mat, you can find a post or something sturdy, or even a strap. Place your hand behind, and then you're going to try to twist your body what it will allow. It will feel tight and a little uncomfortable, but the key is to breathe in through your nose and exhale out through your mouth, and each exhale, relax every single muscle, especially the muscles being stretched. Keep repeating this inhale, exhale sequence as long as you are holding the stretch. You will be counting 10 seconds, 1,000, 2, 1,000, or you can time yourself on your phone. So you'll be gripping the post the same way. Now you're just going to rotate in the opposite direction. This will be stretching the muscles through the back of your delts, the back of your shoulders, into your shoulder blade. Again, holding this stretch for the count of 10 or timing yourself on your phone. Don't forget to inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. As you exhale, think of just letting your body melt as you push out that air. This stretch, you're going to stand parallel to a post. This movement helps to stretch out your side, your obliques, your lats, and your shoulder. Remember just to do what your body allows, and don't forget to breathe and relax. Here is an example how to get deeper into this stretch. Now you're going to stand with your back facing the post, and you're going to grip above your head. This stretch is for the shoulders. Keep your core tight as you let your chest come forward. If you tilt your head back, you can go deeper into this stretch, which is not only for the shoulders, but also your spine. You're now going to find a box or something flat and sturdy that you can place your hands on. Something that is about hip, belly button, or rib height. This is a stretch for the shoulders, the chest, and the hamstrings. Don't let your back round. Try to keep your belly button tucked towards your spine, and you want to think of pushing down, opening up your chest. You should also feel a stretch in the back of your hamstrings and your calves. Hold this stretch for a count of 10 or timing yourself on your phone for 10 seconds. Inhale and exhale. With each exhale, just melt and relax into the stretch. Something that you'll be able to put around your foot and hold onto with both hands. You may not be flexible enough to reach your foot with your hands. So the band just helps us to complete this stretch the same way if you were stretching without the band and holding your foot. Lying on the floor and doing the stretch this way just helps us to isolate out the stretching on your hamstring. Keep your legs straight as you pull towards your chest. Remember to inhale through your nose and exhale out your mouth. Each time you exhale, relax your leg and muscles just a little bit more. Stay in this stretch for a count of 10 or time yourself for 10 seconds on your phone. Now you're going to bring your knee to your chest. You're going to interlace your fingers over top of your knee, and then you're going to slowly bring your knee towards your armpit. Remember to inhale and exhale through your mouth. Each exhale, you're going to relax a little more. It's going to be for a count of 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000, 7, 1,000, 8, 1,000, 9, 1,000, 10, 1,000, and release. Now you're going to sit tall with both feet together. Wrap your band around your feet. Keep a forward tilt in your pelvis, keeping your core tight, bringing your belly button towards your spine. As you maintain this form, slowly pull yourself forward as if you're trying to touch your chest to your toes. Don't let your spine round like this when you're doing this stretch. Maintain a tight core and a straight back to get the proper stretch in your hamstrings. Now this stretch is called the Camel. This is an excellent stretch for your spine. We'll be performing this exercise just as you see it. Just keep alternating arching upwards and arching downwards. Doing this for a count of 10. Each movement is 1 count. Now you're going to get onto your knees and you're going to take one arm behind your head. With the opposite hand, you will be holding your elbow to help assist you to keep your arm in place. This is another good stretch for your shoulder. Count 10 seconds or time yourself for 10 seconds on your phone. Repeat on both sides. Now you're going to sit in Indian style and try to bring your feet together and put both your hands around your feet. Some of you might be really tight for this stretch, but it's okay. Just do what you can manage. This is really good for your hip flexors, which is the area between your hip bone and your quad muscle. Hold this for a count of 10 or time yourself for 10 seconds on your phone. Now you will bring one leg straight out in front of you. Don't make the mistake of rounding your back while doing this stretch. Head and chest up, sit tall, keep your core tight, sucking your tummy in towards your spine. While maintaining this form, slowly pull yourself forward as if you're trying to touch your belly button to the top of your leg and your chest to touch your toes. Repeat on the other side, counting 10 seconds or timing yourself for 10 seconds. Now you're going to lie on your back, feet up. Take one leg and cross it over the opposite knee. Take your hands through your legs and interlace them around your thigh. This is a great stretch for the glutes and the lower back. Holding for the count of 10 or timing yourself for 10 seconds on your phone. Remember to inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Each exhale, you should relax your body a little more. Now you're going to get up on one knee and put one leg in front of you. With your hips, you want to push straight forward as far as your body will allow you to go. We'll hold this for a count of 10 or time yourself for 10 seconds on your phone. If you find you are losing your balance, you can either put your hands on the floor or hold something sturdy next to you. It's a great stretch for your quad muscle, your glute muscle, and also your hip flexors. Now this stretch is exactly what it looks like. It is called the frog stretch. This is for your inner thigh and also hip flexors. This is actually a difficult stretch for a lot of people, so you may not get very low to the ground while performing this stretch. This is something you can work towards. Stretch your knees out as far as they will go and keep your back straight. A lot of you might have to put your hands down versus forearms for this stretch. To get a little bit of a deeper stretch, you can push back in your hips. Do this for a count of 10 or time yourself for 10 seconds on your phone. Remember to inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth, and relax a little more with each exhale. This is the pigeon stretch or the pigeon pose. The leg in front of you should be bent and the leg behind you should be as straight as possible. You may need to hold onto yoga blocks or put your hands on the floor to help stabilize you through this stretch. Give yourself for 10 seconds on each side. This stretch is great for the hip flexors, your quads, and also your ankles. We're going to finish up with the downward dog. This stretch is great for the hands, your wrists, your hamstrings, shoulders, your calf muscles, and the arches of your foot. Try to keep a straight back and not let your back round. Be sure to keep your core tight. You could do this by visualizing bringing your belly button back towards your spine. You can also raise a heel up and down, alternating back and forth to relieve tension off the back of your legs. Things can get a little tight back there with this stretch. Time yourself for 10 seconds and remember, inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Each exhale, you want to relax a little more. Just melt a little bit more into your stretch.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for tuning in and your support and love as always. Don't forget to like the video and share it, and don't forget to turn on post notifications. Thank you guys so much. I will see you on the next video. Mwah.